A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to Baji Rao IAS Academy. Today is 28th June 2023. Today we have very important articles in the Hindu newspaper. We will explain these articles for the exam preparation. It's the quotation of the day. If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small. Here, the quotation given by the Richard Branson, he is emphasizing that we all should have very big dreams so that dream should create fear in you. Whenever you do work regarding your dream, you with the perseverance, you always try to pursue your dream. But before pursuing the dream, when you are working, definitely you all should have the fear when you will get that dream, because if the dream is not creating fear in you, it means you are having the very small dream. You should have very big dreams in your life so that you reach the very high levels in the society. So that is the quotation. Let's move into the yesterday's questions. This is the yesterday question. Which one of the following is are the exclusive powers of the Lok Sabha? First statement, to ratify the declaration of emergency, and second statement, to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers. And third statement, to impeach the President of India. If you see, guys, they asked the exclusive power. What do you mean by exclusive power? Which means this power is empowered on the only one person. No other person or people or no other organization has that power. Only this organization possesses that power. So, do you think these provision in this, which one is the exclusive power of Lok Sabha? The first statement is declaration of emergency. Here, for the ratification of emergency, we need the approval from both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So the first statement is wrong. In the second statement, to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers. Yes, guys, this is the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. The no confidence motion cannot be initiated in the Rajya Sabha because it is the permanent chamber which cannot be dissolved at any time or at any cost. And the third article is to impeach the President of India. See, guys, to impeach the President of India, the motion should be approved by both the houses of the parliament with the special majority. So, this is not the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. The answer for this question is option B, two only. Let's move into the today's question. Consider the following statements. A bill amending the constitution requires a prior recommendation of the President of India. This first statement. The second statement is when a constitution amendment bill is presented to the President of India, it is obligatory for the President of India to give his or her assent. Third statement is a constitutional amendment bill must be passed by both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha by a special majority, and there is no provision for joint sitting. Which of these statements given above are correct? Option A, 1 and 2 only. Option B, 2 and 3 only. Option C, 1 and 3 only. Option D, 1, 2, 3. That is all are correct. You guys try to give answer for this question in the comment section. We will discuss the answer in the tomorrow's discussion. Let me introduce the important news articles in today's newspaper. The first article and the second article are related to the India-US relation. In the first article, they try to give the how our partnership has become strategic and how it is looking like a partnership for the century. It is the strategic high India and the US have entered on a new era of mutual trust and cooperation. Second article is tracing the arc of American exceptionism for India. I found this article is the very interesting one. We will see what kind of exceptions have been provided by the USA to India, even though India have different stance from America in the different problems. America has tried to adjust with the India. Other has tried to give the reason why these exemptions have been given to the India. We will look into this article in a very interesting way. I hope you all will enjoy this second article because it has been covered very vividly. And the third article is clear spring cleaning the pass on the new GMER. GMER means graduation medical education regulation is a chance to forge a consensus. You all know, guys, recently National Medical Commission has brought in the GMER, but suddenly they have withdrawn this bill. We will look into the article. What is the need for new GMER? And the fourth article is pay heed to a resurgence in a militancy in Rajouri and Poonch area. This article is basically written by our Lieutenant General, ex-Lieutenant General. He tried to give the image of the rising militancy in the Jammu Kashmir region, and he tried to give the other reasons how the militancy has been empowered in those regions, and he also give us the solution how the governance perspective solution can be brought in the Jammu Kashmir region. Without wasting our time, let's move into the first article, that is a strategic high. India and the US have entered a new era of mutual trust and cooperation. If you see, guys, after our Prime Minister Modi ji visited the USA, we have signed the different agreements. We are going to get the new drones, MQ-9B drones, and we are trying to get the technology of heart for creation of engine for the jet aircrafts. So we have been improving our relation. What the author is trying to say here, not only these equipments, we also have imported many defense equipments from the USA. What are the many equipments we have imported? This is the combat aircraft MK1 and the 31 high altitude long endurance Predator and the MQ-9B armed drones. And also we brought the C130 and C17 Globemaster transport aircraft. And also you all know we have got the famous Apache helicopter from America, and this is also very famous one. Chinook helicopter we brought from USA, and this is MH60R multirole helicopters and the P8I maritime patrol aircraft and M777 ultralight howitzers. These are the defense equipments what we have purchased from USA. So we have been developing our relationship in the defense export or import in a very good manner. And also you all know, guys, recently we have signed agreement for the creation of engine in India. In past also we have tried to create or we have tried to produce engine in India with the help of US under the defense technology and trade initiative in some years ago. What is the shared concerns between this India and the US? You all know, guys, on many problems we have different views. For example, in case of Russia Ukraine war, we look this problem a different way how the West looks, and in case of the China's expansion we look in a different way. So we have different views in the multilateral arena, but what is the common concern between us? China and its expansion in the Indo-Pacific. This is the common problem for us. China's expansion is a threat to India, and also USA also wants India to get away from the Russia. USA wants to separate our India from the Russian partnership, because we all know, the world knows, Russia and India are the very good friends. We have very good defense relation with the Russia. So to capture that market, USA want to separate India from the Russia. And what the author has also said here, with the joint initiative, recently we got the engine development program. Likewise, we will also develop this semiconductor development, space technology. These kind of scientific inventions will be shared between our countries. So it will create a very good opportunity for our India to develop their defense industry of its own. We all know we want to become the Atmanirbharta in the defense production and in all manufacturing units. So this joint initiatives between India and US has provided us a very good opportunity to develop our own technologies. You know, guys, in past discussion I have mentioned you we have signed some basic agreements with the USA. These basic agreements have strengthened our military relationship. What are those basic agreements regarding the defense relationship? That is GSOMIA, which means the General Security of Military Information Agreement, under which we will share our information about the defense facilities between our country. And the logistic support agreement, this is one of the very important agreement, guys, because we both the countries have agreed during wartime we will provide the logistic support, like we can provide the aviation turbine fuel for the American helicopters or American fighting jets when they enter into the war. And the important one is SISMOA, that is Communications and Information Security Memorandum of Agreement, where we will provide the communication facilities for the India and the US Army. And the last one is BECA. This is also very important and basic one. And the name also suggests it is the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement for Geospatial Intelligence. So these are the basic agreements which are related to our defense relations has brought in as a basic agreements. On this base only we have developed our defense relation in a very good manner. What is the India's desire? India's desire is to protect its border and sovereignty. This interest of India also aligns with the US interest, because US also want to control the China's expansion, because we have border issue with the China. US want to control the China, so we have the shared interest. Let's move to the another article. This article is the very important one. I feel it is very interesting. You will also feel the same. Let's see what is the article is all about. Tracing the arc of American exemptionism for India. We all know, we have discussed, we are moving towards the very good strategic partnership in the future century. But the author is saying here, the author, who is Suhasini Haidar, she is saying here, our relation has started after the 1998 May. From 1998 May, America's view on India has been changed. From 1998 May, America has tried to give exemptionism for India. So what happened in that May 1998? What happened, you know, guys? Do you remember? Yes, the nuclear test conducted by the India. After we conduct the nuclear test, the overall world view over the India has been changed. If you see the India-US relation, the India-US relation has started to get well up in the 25 years ago, which is the May 1998, when the US imposed sanctions against the India and the Pakistan. Because without asking permission from anyone, we with our sovereignty, we did our nuclear test. So मिर्ची लगी है इन लोग को, तो they did sanctions over our India. If we want to see India-American relation, it is not built by today's Modi ji or the Joe Biden. It is built over these 25 years of history with the 5 American president and the 3 Indian prime minister. Who are they? The American president who built our relations good is Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. And the 3 Indian prime ministers who have involved in the good relation with the USA is Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji and Manmohan ji and Manmohan Singh ji and Narendra Modi ji. So over these 25 years, the leaders of both the countries have tried to create the very good relation. So this base has become very good base for the next decades relations or next century relation. If you see the Clinton Vajpayee G era, it gave impetus to summit level diplomacy. Basically, our Vajpayee Ji have tried to conduct the meetings, multilateral meetings and many bilateral meetings. So we have tried to conduct the summit. So this has been shown as a summit level diplomacy. In case of Manmohan Singh ji and W. George Bush and Manmohan Singh ji and Obama, we did the nuclear diplomacy, because at the time we have strengthened our nuclear capacity. So we did the nuclear diplomacy. And there comes the 2014, we get our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Narendra Modi ji and Obama administration and Trump and Modi administration worked on a trade and military diplomacy. So because of this trade and military diplomacy, our India's importance has increased between world, increased among the world, especially US. US see our India as a very big market. And also, recent our Modiji's meeting with Mr. Biden has started the technology diplomacy. Yes, guys. Now we are signing the agreements to share our technology, art of technology between both the nations. So our technology diplomacy has been started. Basically, why this technology diplomacy has get late? Why we didn't start this technology diplomacy at the Vajpayee government era itself? Because our Modi ji has already said in 2016 there was a reason, which is the hesitations of history. Because he said here, guys, our government, Indian government, remembers the Cold War Indian foreign policy. See, during Cold War, our India faced the many problems. They can't able to take a stand on the both USSR and USSR. So these hesitations of history has stopped our India from getting good relation with the USA. This is India's perspective, and from the US perspective, US Americans, they see India as an exception. They don't get involved in the India because they are involved in the superpower war. They are in the bipolar world. So the fight was only between Russia, USSR, and USA. So they see India as an exemption. But after a few times, sorry guys, the situation has changed. See, in this article, the author has tried to give the different exemptions provided by America to India. What are the different exemptions? First, the author has tried to give the civil nuclear deal as an example. Under the Arms Export Control Act, US can impose sanction on India. But what they did waiver to the sanctions on both India and the Pakistan. After we become nuclear strength or nuclear power in the 1998, they can impose the sanction. But USA took step backward and they waived the sanctions on both India and the Pakistan. And the Bush administration push for the civil nuclear exemption resulted in the India-US joint statement in 2005, a waiver under the Non-Proliferation Act and the Henry Hyde Act, the 123 agreement with India, which also led to an India-specific exemption at the Nuclear Suppliers Group in 2008. Basically, guys, if you see this exemption which has been provided to India under the new civil nuclear deal, this is the India specific. No other nation has got this kind of power because if you see, India has never signed the non-proliferation treaty. India is not the member of nuclear supplier group. So India has not signed the comprehensive test nuclear trust ban treaty. So even though India has never joined this nuclear non-proliferation treaty and the comprehensive nuclear test ban treaty, the USA has given exemptions to us and they tried to avert the sanctions on India. So that is the significance of this exemption. If you see, these are the India specific. No other country, even Pakistan, it is also a non-proliferation treaty country. These Pakistan not get waiver from the sanction, but India got the waiver sanction. And the author give the other example from the Russian angle. If you see, the America's adversary with Russia is following from the past. So in 2017, they created the act named the CATSA in the abbreviated form. In the full form, we call it as the Countering America's Adversaries Through the Sanctions Act. So what they did, whoever engage with the adversaries of America, America will impose sanction over those countries who join with the adversaries of America. Here they are particularly created this law by thinking Russia as an adversary. So whoever make good relation with Russia, they will come under the sanctions. So because of this, North Korea, Iran, China, many countries are supposed to come under the sanction, and they have been imposed a sanction. But there is only one exception. That is, there comes our India. Our India got the exemption because we purchased the Russian S-400 missile system from Russia. But the Trump administration at the time, they not sanctioned India, but you see they have sanctioned the Turkey and China for the same purchase. India, bro, you cannot sanction me. In 2022, they have passed the amendment for the CARSA Act to give exemption for the India particularly. So this has become the very specific, India specific for India. Not any other country get this kind of advantage from the CARSA sanctions. And also in the case of Russia war in Ukraine, USA has tried to impose sanctions on all those countries who ever import oil or energy from Russia because they want to give the financial stress over Russia. They don't want any other country to purchase oil or energy from the Russia so that the Russian forex reserve and the Russian financial situation want to decline. But what we India did, on pursuing our strategic interest, we continued on for purchasing the oil or energy from India. But USA has never interfered in our oil purchase. USA has given waiver in these sanctions also. But if you think of the same situation with the German through the Nord Stream pipeline, they imported the natural gases. So the USA imposed sanction over the Germany, but the USA not imposed a sanction over India. See, this is also again a India specific exemption. And also from the religious perspective, in USA they have the International Religious Freedom Act. Under this, they have one commission, which is the US Commission on International Religious Freedom. What this commission will do? This commission will look after all the countries in the world, and they will try to give rating, and they will try to submit the report to the US government on the religious freedom in different countries. So, what happened with this regard? The US Commission has tried to suggest that our India should be placed in the countries of particular concern. In this list, already we have certain important countries like China, Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Myanmar. But the USA, never added or included our India in this list. So this is also the one of the very good exemption which we India enjoyed from the USA. See, we got all these exceptions despite our disavowal of ever becoming an ally or alliance partner. You all know, guys, after we get any good agreement or good relations with the any country, definitely we will become ally with anyone. See, you think of in yourself, if someone helps you in a very good manner, you are getting very good help, he is so kind hearted to you, what you will do, you will become very good friend with me. But what is the India's reaction here? Even after they are getting this much importance from the USA, India has never shown the interest of becoming ally to USA, because in India we never had the concept of ally. In Indian side, in the South Asia, we have only the concept of friendship. It is the Western concept of creating ally. So we India never become ally to USA, even though the USA has providing this much exemption to India. And and another perspective also you want to note here, guys, we are very good friends of US adversaries. Example, Russia and Iran. We have a very good relation with Russia and Iran. So, in spite of having the adversaries as our friends, and in spite of not showing interest to become ally to USA, the USA has been providing very good platform or very good had very good friendship agreements to the India. What is the reason behind it? Why the USA want to give this much exemption to India? The author has tried to give you the four reasons. The first reason is India is a inclusive pluralistic democracy, because you all know guys, USA is also democracy, India is also democracy. Here we have the very strong democracy, and we not faced any big problem against our democracy. So because of our strong democracy, USA is very interested in India. And the second very important reason is an economic market and a military buyer. You all know, guys, India is the second largest importer of arms, and we have very good market with the 1.4 billion population, world's largest population. With the proud, we can say. So this is the second reason why US don't want to lose India, and there is the other two reasons. India's geography in Asia. If you see, guys, India share the border with China, and USA want to counter China. So, if you want to counter any other country, you want to strengthen the nearby areas. So, the same thing USA is doing here. To counter China, they want to strengthen the India. So they try to develop India. Just by developing Europe and creating ally with the Europe nation, they cannot counter China. To counter China, USA need the India's help. That is the third reason. And the fourth reason is, this is very important and interesting one, the Indian American diaspora. You all know, guys, our diaspora has been living in all over the world. The our diaspora has very big power to change even the government. In USA, we have nearly 2% of voters, Indian origin people, has vote power in the America. So whoever comes to power, they want this diaspora, Indian diaspora help. Without Indian diaspora help, getting power in the America will be difficult. So our diaspora has is also very important for the USA. Whoever comes to power, they give importance to India. So these are the reasons why the USA is showing this much interest to India. But we have certain challenges also. What is the challenges? In the author's perspective, she is saying that the biggest challenge is the exception itself. We all know our exceptions has become strength for India, but the author is saying in future these exemptions can be reversed. So these exemptions cannot be seen as an opportunity. In fact, these exemptions should be seen as a challenge for our future. And the second challenge she's saying is the relationship largely remains one directional. What do you mean by one directional? It is, since from the past, if you see our relations, it is always the US on the upper hand and the India on the lower hand. USA try to give something to India, and USA and the India try to receive from the USA. So this is the unidirectional relation. We don't have the bidirectional. So this is also the important challenge for our relation. Now, what the author is trying to say as a solution, see, these exemptions should not create our relations. In fact, the author is saying our relations should be promoted to such level so that exemptions are created as like a law. It is not like an exemption, it is the rule. Are you all getting me, guys? See, the author is saying here the relation should not be based on assumption, the relation should be based on the definite laws in the US government. So, this is the very interesting article I found, guys. Let's move into the third article. The third article is Spring Cleaning. The pass on the new GMER is a chance to forge a consensus. You all know, guys, recently National Medical Commission has brought in the new medical education bill, which we call the GMER, which means the Graduation Medical Education Regulation. See, near about after 25 years, we tried to bring in these new rules. The rule which we currently possess is created on the 1997. So The 25 years has been passed, new trend has been arised, new challenges has been created for the medical field. So the National Medical Commission has tried to bring solution in the form of new GMER. Now, what is the recent development with this new GMER bill? The bill has been withdrawn from the parliament. Here, the author has not given reason why it has been withdrawn, but the author has emphasized on the importance of the new GMER. What is the new importance? Because guys, near about these 25 years of past, we have seen the situation has been changed. We are having the emerging diseases, and we have seen the changing demands and expectations of stakeholders. Stakeholders here means the public, doctor, nurses, ASHA workers, sanitation workers. These people are stakeholders. So the changing demand and expectations of stakeholders is the game changing moment in the GMER. What is the importance of this new regulation? The new regulation is aimed at making the medical education more learner centric, patient centric, gender sensitive, and outcome oriented and environmental appropriative. Along with these perspectives, they want to ensure the strong medical teaching to all the students. What this new GMR is also focusing, the new medical education is trying to focus on education on attitude, ethics, and communication competencies for the young medical students. So you all know, guys, many people have experienced in your life when you go to the doctor. Doctor will be always like arrogant. He will be silent. If you ask any question, he will try to give answer in only one or two words. He will not be friendly. Basically, guys, doctors have work pressure. You all know in India, near for about for 10,000 people, we have one doctor. According to WHO, we should have one doctor for 1,000 people. But in our India, the situation is different. For one doctor, we have 10,000 people. In Tamil Nadu, we have for one doctor, we have 2,000 people. For in Delhi, we have for 10,000 people one doctor. In case of Jharkhand and Bihar, if you see, the situation is very worse. For 30,000 people, we have one doctor. So the pressure over doctor is very high. So what the new medical education bill has tried to brought in, it has tried to brought in the value education to the medical students. And we also know we want to create the responsive students, so they become very good responsive to the patient needs, and they try to have improved communication, and the new practical sense will be given. See, after clearing the UPSC exam, you will also be given the practical examination. You will have the group discussion, you will have underground works, ground works. So likewise, same like that in medical education also, the new bill has tried to brought in the clinical experience and the skill employment in the medical field. Let's move into the another article, guys. See, before moving into this article, I want to mention here why this GMER has been withdrawn, because they want to get the feedback from the different stakeholders: public, medical student, medical university professors, university chancellors. They want to get different perspectives, feedbacks from the different stakeholders. After that, again, the new medical bill will be introduced. When it will be introduced, we will get new articles, and I will discuss you in a very vivid manner in future time. Let's move into the last article of the day. This is the article regarding the rising militancy in the Jammu Kashmir region, particularly Rajouri and Poonch region. This article was written by our Colonel Shashank Ranjan. Our Colonel Shashank Ranjan has worked in the Jammu Kashmir region. He served for our nation. So he tried to share his experience in this article. When he employed in the Jammu Kashmir region, with the local community help, particularly they got help from the Gurjar Bakarwal community, which is a Muslim community living in the Jammu Kashmir area. our military people got the help from local community, Bakarwal community. With these people help, our military has tried to avert the militancy actions in the Jammu Kashmir. Now the situation has been changed. The military is not getting that much local help. Uh, Now the local help has been attracted to the terrorism groups. They have attracted and they have stronghold in the local area. The terrorism has changed in the multilateral phase. The phase of terrorism has been changed. Now the author is trying to say here what the changes are occurring in the terrorism camp and how we can overcome this kind of technological improvement with the terrorism groups. And also the author tried to say here what was the basic reasons behind the non-availability of local people help to our military. Let's move into our article. What is the reason for a revival of militancy? You all know, guys, the today's world has become the smart technology world. So the communication between the terrorist group has become very easy. So because of these communication groups, they try to communicate and move from the one place to another place very easily and try to escape from our army personnel. And they have tried to evolve a new type of attack. They in past days they attacked in a conventional manner as a large group. They attacked our army personnel, but in recent days as a small group, we all heard that word lone warrior attacks, loaf attacks, loaf attacks, because a single person will come and attack the very large group of our army personnel. So the type of attack has also been changed. Now the attackers has moved to the urban pockets, and also our counter insurgency operations in our Jammu Kashmir region has been reduced. Why? Because the army personnel who are involved in the counter insurgency operations in the past days were now deployed in the line of actual control. And also the sleeper cells and overground workers help has been increased in the recent days. And the drug menace, it has become the very big threat for the local people. This drug menace has the nexus with the terrorism, so they are getting good money to buy the very explosives and arms and ammunitions. Are you getting me, guys? Now, the author has tried to say here the face of militancy has been changed with the availability of technology. And also, the author has given here very interesting point to be noted. He said, in previous past days, in conventional manner, they tried to attack us. They tried to cross the LOC through the Pakistan border. But in today's time, they are trying to enter India through the Nepal and Bangladesh border. Because of the usage of technology, the catching of terrorists has become difficult for our army people. So the author is saying here, terrorist people have become empowered with the availability of technology. And the author also said in this article, with the help of local community, that is Bakarwal community, they have averted the terrorist situation in the 2000 decade. But what happened to the recent local community help to our army personnel? See, the local community people are being brainwashed to convert into their ideological warfare, because the reasons are there is a very high unemployment in our country. Due to this unemployment, the people who have helped our army personnel, they try to move away from that region, or they are being brainwashed by the overground workers. So because of unemployment, our local help has been reduced. And the important thing which happened is Forest Rights Act. Because of this Rights Act, the many people who have helped the army personnel, that is Bakarwal Gujjar community, they faced the eviction from the Jammu Kashmir region. And also due to the reservation problem, The fight has been occurred between the Paharias who lives in the mountain region and the Bakarwal community who lives in the terrain region. So because of these issues, the presence of Gurjar Bakarwal community and the local help has been reduced. And what the author has tried to say here, to bring solution for the militancy related issue, the government should not see the terrorism in the different silos because everything is connected. Drug dealing, illegal trafficking of women, and the weapons and ammunitions, and black marketing, money laundering. These all problems are interlinked to each other. They should not be seen in the silos. So basically, the author is trying to say here, we want to see all this issue in a single silo, and according to that, we want to create some governance solution to brought in. So that's it, guys. These are the articles in the today's newspaper, and let's move into the short news of the day. India needs a uniform civil code. In previous articles, I have explained you the Uniform Civil Code. Our PM Modi ji, in the public meeting in Bhopal, he also emphasized that India needs the Uniform Civil Code. In future, definitely we will get more articles regarding the Uniform Civil Code. We will discuss it. The center planning a new bill on stray dog issue. We all know, guys, we have encountered the issue regarding the stray dogs. Because of stray dogs, small childs in the Delhi and Kerala regions have been killed. So the issue has raised to that level. The center has been trying to bring in the new bill regarding this issue. If any bill has been passed, we will get articles and we will look into that issue also in future. As price rises, the buffer stock of tur dal to be released. You all know, guys, our Indian government tried to procure and store the food grains as a stock for the future purpose. Whenever we get any problem like natural calamity or the inflation problem or any other problem, the stock will be released into the market so that the people availability of that product has been ensured and also the accessibility has been ensured. So that is what happening here. To fight our inflation, we have ensured our buffer stock has been released. And the fourth short news is 23 Vande Bharat trains on tracks, but they fail to live up to promise of speed. We all know, guys, we have our special indigenously developed Vande Bharat train, which can run up to the 110 to 120 kilometer per hour. We have nearly 23 Vande Bharat trains running in the different tracks of India. But what the new problem has been raised? The problem is, even though the Vande Bharat possesses the capacity to run at a very high speed, that is semi-high speed, 120 kilometer, but the Vande Bharat are running only in the average of 63 to 75 kilometer per hour. So this has created an issue with our government. Our Prime Minister also ensured that the capacity of Vande Bharat will be shown to the India. So, and the fifth article is Russia to transfer the Wagner hardware to army. Prigozhin arrives in the Belarus. In yesterday's article, I have explained you the importance of Wagner Group to Russia, and also I have explained the reason behind the coup and what the Russia should do in the future. So the same has been done here. The Wagner hardware has been brought in under the Russia's government power. Basically, guys, we all know Wagner is a private army. So their hardware, whatever they got from their Russian army in their past time before the start of war, now all those hardware like the howitzers, tanks, guns, these all hardwares has been transferred again to the Russian army. And our Prigozhin has got saved by the Belarus, and he arrives into the Belarus. Sixth news is our close friend Pakistan has passes a law paving way for return of exiled former PM Sabaz Sharif. You all know, guys, for nearly three terms, our Nawaz Sharif has served as a Prime Minister of Pakistan. After serving that in 2027, he has been got punished for 7 years jail. So he has been stopped from entering into the politics for his whole lifetime. Because of this Supreme Court judgment, Supreme Court judgment of Pakistan, he cannot enter into the politics again. But what the government is doing, the government is under the brother of the Nawaz Sharif, who is the Shawaz Sharif, is the Prime Minister of India. They are trying to change the provisions regarding this, and they are trying to give the legal loophole for the Nawaz Sharif to again enter into the prime ministership. Let's see what happens in future, whether the Nawaz Sharif can become prime minister of Pakistan or not. This is the new schedule for the World Cup, ODI World Cup India, sorry, ODI World Cup to be conducted in the India. So if you are very interested of cricket premium, so you can see this. That's all discussion, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you like the video, please press the like button. If you want to suggest me anything, please give in the comment section. And don't forget to touch the subscriber button. Along with that, also touch the bell icon so that you get all the notification whenever we post video. Thank you so much, guys. Have a very nice day.